why has President Biden been so sheltered from the press?
In what way? He just did a press conference several weeks ago.
Well,
he takes questions from the press nearly every day.
He's had two solo news conferences.
No, beyond that. I mean, nearly every day at the White House, he takes questions from the White House press corps.
Yeah, but Jen...
2 questions, 3 questions, 8 questions.
Yeah, but Jen,
why is that different?
Well,
he's done that
I'll tell you exactly
2 or 3 times more than his predecessors.
I'll tell you.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki saying the press has open access to President Biden. Psaki even saying he's done 2 to 3 more times than his predecessors when it comes to answering questions.
But there's this. The American Presidency Project reporting Obama gave a total of 163 press conferences in office. Trump gave 88, and as of today, Biden just 13. I believe that was just over a span of the first year. We'll bring our panelists back in for rapid reactions. Josh Hammer, Jonathan Harris, Ash Wright. Josh, your thoughts on that?
Look, I mean, I think it's very obvious what Jen Psaki and this White House are trying to hide from their commander-in-chief. I mean, we saw that, in the previous segment. We see a commander-in-chief who doesn't know what's going on in his own administration, who is wildly out of tune. They had to have a White House staffer dress up as the Easter Bunny, as everyone in America saw just last week, to basically tell him to kind of walk in a certain direction. I mean, this is a man who fundamentally does not know what's going on. It is very sad. It is very jarring, but it is also astoundingly obvious, I think, to the median American viewer, just what the White House is trying to hide.
Jonathan, when you see that video there, what'd you make of it?
It's just silly. I understand that conservatives have to do something. Unemployment is at record lows. GDP is up. Wages are up. The economy is the strongest it's been in several years, much stronger than when it was shutting down in a recession when Trump left office. So I know that they have to cling to something. And it's funny because if what they're saying about Biden is true and he still has the country better off than Trump, what does that say about Trump? And what does that say about the leaders that they choose? It's ridiculous. He's fine.
Inflation is 40-year record high, Ash.
Yeah, I don't know the country's better off, but what they're doing here is they're allowing him to visit with specific reporters that have pre-written answers or pre-written questions. He knows exactly what those answers are going to be. They're trying to hide him because he's not capable of standing in front of a gaggle of reporters and answering questions in which he's not prepared for. And so what they're trying to do is put him in front of a select few, call it a press conference, and it's not working for the president, and it all comes back to his mental state. He doesn't know what's going on. He's not able to answer free questions, and to follow up from there is no way that the country is better today than it was under President Trump. Inflation, everything costs 3 times more. We still have supply chain issues.
Inflation is
the
up around the world. Supply chain issues are up around the world as well. It is absolutely, by every reasonable metric, better off. Did you like the higher unemployment? Did you like the recession?
Jonathan, you should ask the Ukrainian people whether we're better off right now or we were under President Trump. You should go to Kiev or Odessa.